Now, so this is the output power and efficiency we are working out. It's been of single page expressions. We don't have much derivations because we'll be approximating from the bunching process actually, but this has been totally a different one where we have to approximate to derive the expression of output power, where we'll be taking these particular equations from the bunching process. After so many after calculating that final equation of bunching process also, it has to be extended to several concepts, and then we'll get the output power which is being delivered to the output cavity. Okay, so the equation straight away, and first I'm concentrating on the output power, how to derive it. Then it's been very simple equation. We do not have much derivation related to this. So this is the final equation which we will get the output which is being taken across the output cavity. What is the name of the output cavity, Andy? Can any one of you tell me? Output cavity. Because that may be a question for you in the mid exam, this quiz exam. What is the name of the input cavity and what is the name of the output cavity? Yes, Andy, good. Fine, Andy. Still anybody? I'm getting the responses. What is the input name of the input cavity and name of the output cavity? Put it in the chat box and I'm getting the responses. More responses I need. Yes, fine, and I am getting the responses as the input cavity is being called as a buncher cavity and output cavity is being taken as a catcher cavity. Fine and good. I was expected few more, but very few have been responding. So that's what, please be attentive and by listening to the class ending. So I insist you each and every point, whatever it is been coming out will be considered to be an important one. So that this is the final expression we got from the output power. Beta is the coupling coefficient, where we get the beam coupling coefficient is a beta, I naught is of output current, and V2 is of voltage which is been applied, and here J1 of X, here X is nothing but the bunching parameter of klystron. X is the bunching parameter of klystron, where J1 of X is how we have J1 of X is enough a parameter which is been obtained by making use of a graph, and there will be a graph where I'll be showing it to actually. So by various methods we'll get that value J1 of X, so that as it is been not that much required to derive here, I'll be showing it out so you can see this. So this is nothing but the value of J1X will be considered. Okay, this is how the value is being taken, as it has been so much complicated, so I have not included. So finally, I am taking making use of one of the graph value that is being taken as J1 of X, which is being used to calculate the output power over there. Okay, and now with this, and cos phi is enough phase which is being at which the power maximum which is being attained. Now with respect to this, once we have got this is the output power expression, need remember this particular, this is the final expression of power output. Okay, and we'll get maximum power delivered to the catcher cavity when the coupling coefficient will be equal to 1. So that is a maximum. Whenever we record the maximum values for these parameters, we'll record maximum power delivered to the catcher cavity, and that is being taken as, so the maximum value of this beam coupling coefficient will be 1, and V2 here this will be equal to the output voltage V0. Then we'll record the maximum value, and here similarly X value is being taken as 1.84, because this is been some, you might be knowing that mechanical people will be taking some steam table, something like that. Similarly, the output power delivered will be maximum when we take X value as 1.84. Similarly, we will be taking according to the particular graph only. So that at 1.84, substituting all these, we'll get a maximum power output. So that's what I have written here. So power will be maximum, which is being given when phase will be equal to 1. And when we take X equal to 1.84 and coupling coefficient will be equal to 1. And substituting those equations, we'll get the, after substituting J1 of 1.84, we'll get this particular value J1 of that 1.84 by the graph just now have shown will be taken as 0.582. We'll get that particular value of J1 of X as 0.582 and I naught V2 is being taken as it is. So this is the final equation of maximum output which is being obtained at catcher cavity. Now using this is the output power. We can easily calculate the efficiency. So this is the last derivation we have for the case of efficiency. And to calculate the efficiency here, so efficiency of a two cavity klystron, and where we know that similarly the efficiency can be calculated by the AC power delivered to the load by DC power applied. Okay, so just now we have derived an equation that the output power will be equal to beta I naught V2 of J1 of X, and where it is being taken as where DC is nothing but I naught and V naught. This I naught and I naught will be cancelled out. The left out term will be beta V2 J1 of X, beta V2 J1 of X, and by V naught as it is. Now, with respect to this, now substitute. Then we get this particular value beta V2 J1 of X will get as J1 of X is been 0.582 beta V2, and this V naught as it is I am writing over here. To get a maximum efficiency, the V2 will be equal to the output current here. Okay, and the coupling factor beta will be equal to 1. Whenever we substitute the maximum possible values of the parameters, the maximum efficiency, maximum output of that particular two cavity will be recorded. Now we'll get maximum efficiency whenever we substitute the coupling coefficient is equal to 1 and V2 will be equal to V naught, the maximum output. Then once we substitute over here beta equal to 1 and V2 equal to V naught, see here, I have substituted beta equal to 1 in place of beta 1, in place of V2 V naught. So once it is being substituted, V naught will be cancelled out. Then efficiency in terms of percentage, it is been recorded as 58.2%. So this is how the efficiency can be calculated. The main concentration you need to work out for velocity modulation and bunching process. Those two are very important. In the case of two cavity klystron amplifier, you can check out in most of the cases the derivations it is being asked. So equally important in all aspects. So after that we have small, this output power and efficiency derivations are very small. We can check it in a single snapshot. It's been very easy. So I'm taking AC power delivered to the input power applied, then cancelled out. The same standard values is being substituted, and after that replacing that value in terms of here we get V naught will be cancelled. Then the efficiency of two cavity. So you do remember this. They'll be asking this efficiency in multiple choice questions, and the competitive exams have experienced this one. So the efficiency of two cavity klystron amplifier is 58.2%. So I'll be sharing this material along with the first two cavity klystron, the written material, it will be there, and a small PDF, the book textbook of 1 or 2 pages, the working functionality. Then I'll be sharing this particular material. Okay, so you can make use of this particular material for preparing your mid exams. Please make sure that not to be absent for mid exams. It's been very important, which gives a weightage to the external examinations, as you are anyhow working out with a quiz and also assignment you are submitting. So apart from that, please give a weightage to this mid exams. Only 3 questions you need to write in 1.5 hours, so that you can score maximum. Okay, in all the subjects, please give importance for all the subjects and try to attend all the quiz. This particular week has been very important, so that please do attend all the quiz without fail. Okay. So if you have any doubt, please let me know, and related to the derivations, whatever we have done today, that is the velocity modulation and the bunching process. So I'll be giving now for now 2 minutes we have, so that